it's Ellie. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today, while I am building in San Myshuno, I am not actually building an apartment. This build is a warehouse loft, kind of. It's a residential house, so I guess you could put it anywhere, but it would look silly anywhere else, I think, unless you had the same kind of aesthetic in that town as San Myshuno, because I did base this heavily off of the surrounding buildings. So yeah, it really represents San Myshuno. It looks similar. It also kind of looks like my warehouse build that I did that is kind of right next door, I believe. So yeah, but this house, so you probably noticed from the title, it's called Industrial Loft or something similar. And I wanted to build something different. I don't usually build industrial style houses. I've only used those pipes that came with was it City Living? I think it was. Yeah, I only used those pipes like one time in one build, and it wasn't even very industrial looking. It was just fit the aesthetic of that house, so that's why I did it. But this one is really industrial looking. It's got the pipes everywhere. It definitely seems like an old converted warehouse or something similar to that. And yeah, I just made it a 1-bedroom. Well, actually, it doesn't technically have a bedroom. The top floor is just open to the downstairs. I put a wall now because I was having trouble getting the floor to stay for some reason, but once I fixed it worked out. And yeah, I just put this kind of loft up there. That's why I called it the industrial loft. Also, sorry I keep making really long pauses in this video, like in my build. I must have been doing something else. I think I actually was. I was probably watching a Marvel movie, actually. And sometimes, like, especially during the fight scenes, you kind of have to pay attention or you're gonna miss something. You don't know who's punching who. All you hear is like punching sounds or whatever. So yeah, I had to pay attention to whatever I was doing, apparently. But I'm pretty sure I was watching Marvel. I feel like I remember that. I was building this. Yeah, I was. So this build actually took me a really long time, not just because I was distracted with watching a movie, but I actually worked on this for like multiple days, which I don't usually do. I, in general, build in one span. I don't take a break in between my builds because most of them are like reasonably small, so I don't have to, I mean, they don't take forever, usually 2-3 hours. But for this one, I don't know, I think I was having some trouble with just the design of the house. I was really determined to build this industrial house, but I wasn't really seeing it that much. You know, I had like a small idea in my head for what I wanted, and it was mostly to do with that loft bedroom with the railing that I chose, the fence there. I just really liked that look from another build. When I was just looking through, I saw that one and I just kind of thought, oh, this would look so good in an industrial build. So then I was thinking about that, and yeah, this is what came out of it. But I didn't have like a super clear picture of how I wanted this house to be laid out. And also, since it's only 1 bedroom, I mean, I really probably should have put more bedrooms because it's so big of a house. And that's kind of where the trouble started, because it was way too big and I just was running out of things to fill the house with. I mean, there's a lot of space in this house that isn't used, but I tried to make it seem like it worked out, like it was meant to be like that, not just a big open space that nobody had filled with furniture yet, like that kind of thing. So yeah, in the end, I think it looks alright. I mean, it's definitely not one of my most favorite builds that I've ever done, but that's just mostly because it's not my style, and that's why it was also pretty challenging for me to build. Some styles, I mean, I like building this style, but it doesn't come as naturally to me as some other style. Like a very traditional house would come very naturally to me to build, and a very like girly, pinky house that would also be really easy for me to build. I would find that really fun, actually. Maybe I'll do that next time to kind of contrast this. Though my last week's apartment, the vintage glamour apartment, was pretty girly too. Not that bad. I mean, the walls are black, so it's definitely not a pink apartment. I think I'm gonna build a pink apartment. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. But here is where a lot of the struggling started, because I just could not decide what was going to be in this house. I mean, I already switched the bar and the dining room table to the opposite places they were, which actually looks much better. I'm very glad I did that in the end. And then I was seeing about these kind of beams, and here's all the pipes, and just, yeah. I was trying to, I guess, see how much space I actually needed to fill, because I knew I wanted to put these pipes everywhere, so I wasn't sure how much wall space or floor space I would need to cover when there's huge pipes everywhere, if that makes sense. I mean, those big ones on the ground are pretty, I mean, they take up kind of a space. The thing I definitely like the most about this house is the color scheme. I don't know why I chose orange as my main, like, color. I usually do, like, one color and then some neutral colors. So black and brown are the neutrals in this house, and then orange is the color that pops out to you all the time. And I just really like the vibe that it has. I can't explain it. It just makes me feel very, like you're in an old warehouse for some reason. Like, it's like rust, I guess. So I feel like it fits with all the worn brick and that kind of stuff, like orange. It's also kind of a more masculine color, I want to say. I mean, don't generally like to assign colors to gender because that's silly, but it does kind of seem like a guy would be more inclined to live here than a girl, and that's what I was envisioning. So, I mean, obviously anyone can live in this apartment. If your sim is a girl and wants to live here, by all means live here. That's totally fine. I just, in my head, a guy was living here. Actually, this is gonna sound weird, but I was actually kind of building for like a gay couple. That was I don't know why. I didn't start out building like that, but just as I was going, I just saw like two guys living here that were a couple, obviously, because there's only one bed in the house. Well, I suppose you didn't know that yet, but there's only one bed, so, and I knew that there was only going to be one bed. So I was envisioning kind of a gay couple living here. But yeah, like I said, it's not really gender specific in any way other than the color scheme that you might think fits better for one gender or the other, but other than that, you're good for any sim to live here unless they have a child or want children, because, I mean, then you're gonna have to do a lot of renovating, so your sim should probably be childless if they want to live in this place, or you want to build a whole bedroom somewhere, which you definitely could upstairs. I mean, you could have a separate bedrooms upstairs. That would not be that hard at all. And I didn't even use like half of this place, so I mean, technically you could just expand the whole loft out and not even have a loft at all. It would just be the second floor, and then you could have 1,000,000 kids in here because it's huge. You could build a bedroom in this front place even, because there's totally enough space. Oh, definitely. But yeah, this space was actually really hard for me to fill, that front area. You probably saw me fidgeting with it a bunch. I finally added that wall, and that helped a lot, that half wall. Just kind of separated it from the huge just openness that it was before, that I had no idea what I would even put in that space. Originally, I was thinking a living room, but that didn't really fit in the end when I tried to do it. I mean, I did that like way in the beginning. That was one of the first things I did, was try to put a living room up here, but in the end I moved it, and this just became sort of like a clutter fest of a work area. There's like a wood cutting station thingy, whatever you call it. The wood carving, is that it? Woodworking? One of those. Well, I had all these crates. I was really trying to just make this look like, I don't know, like some remnants of the warehouse even were still around. Like they had all these crates and those big metal shelves and, you know, all the pipes, obviously. Just, yeah, that was my intention. And I just kind of filled the shelves with crap, so it doesn't, I mean, it looks really cluttery. I'm kind of proud of myself actually, because there's not too, I always get annoyed when there's not enough clutter items. But I managed to find some that wouldn't look weird in the industrial house. I don't know, I feel like normally I might put plants and like a tissue box and photo frames, but that did not seem like the right thing to put here, so I had to use all these different things that I don't normally ever use, like the milk jug at the bottom. There's like garden tools and things up top and in the middle there, and then I put these model airplane and what was the other thing? I think like a coal? Yeah, this train car thing that carries coal or whatever that is. I think it's coal. It looks like coal. It's just black. I don't know. And that one coffee table I think looks better. I don't love it, to be honest. I wish it wouldn't look so plain with nothing there, because I would prefer to have nothing, but it's just too big of a space. And then I put this hookah over here like a while ago, but I figured in this kind of house, it's almost like an entertaining house with how much space there is. So I kind of figured people would be coming over a lot. That's why there's the bar and the foosball table and huge like TV and the hookah. Yeah. I wanted it to seem like sort of a hangout place, like just a really cool place that all the friends hang out at. And actually, to be honest, I just remembered, or realized, I guess, remembered is the wrong word, but I just realized I never used those counters in the kitchen before. I kind of love those counters. I mean, they don't fit with most, like 99% of the houses that I build, but in this house, it was perfect to use. And so I'm really glad I got a chance to use those counters. And yeah, that's just the main reason I really like to build these different styled houses than what I normally do. Because I get to use things that I've never used before in game. Like, a lot of these things I just don't hardly ever use. Like those stairs, pretty sure I'd never used those stairs except I feel like one build I did recently. But I don't, oh, I know. It was the How I Met Your Mother build that I did. And that was just because I needed those stairs were like for a fire escape, basically. That's what they're supposed to be in that build. So yeah, I mean, I never used this stuff. That garage door, I've never used it from the city living until this build, which I thought was really cool. Like, that kind of made it seem even more like a warehouse, because you have this huge garage door in the back, which is actually in the bathroom, and I'm glad they have that little lock there, because if there wasn't, I mean, wow, I would never want to go to the bathroom in this place, because I would be so terrified that garage door would just suddenly open for some reason and everybody would see me in the bathroom. You know? That's just, oh, no, I wouldn't do it. So, yeah, and for this bathroom, I did those beams too, which I carried up to the bedroom. I did something similar up there, and I'm still not sure if I love the look or not, but yeah, I left it, so I guess I can't change it now. I wanted to make that room was way too huge for just a single bedroom, but that's what I wanted in this house, so I was trying to make a little wardrobe area, basically. It has like dressers, it has the mirrors, and just a open space. And yeah, I really just wanted to build my own wardrobe instead of using the closet that came with one of the expansions. Which expansion was that? Get Together, I think it was. And I do actually change it from how it looks now because I put the windows in afterwards, and you might notice the mirror is covering up one complete window, and I hate that. No, I can't. No, you can't put anything like it. Like that bed in front of the window is barely okay. The only reason I would never do that in real life. The only reason I put things in front of the windows in my Sims game is because I know the Sims don't care and I need this space, because I prefer the windows to look better on the outside than to fit in with the inside, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I mean, I could have just deleted the window, but like I said, it would look dumb from the outside if you didn't have a window there. I'm like weird about windows, and they all need to be symmetrical, and otherwise it just looks silly to me. I mean, most houses have symmetrical-ish windows, or for the most part anyway. Most of the windows are symmetrical. But yeah, I put a big exercise area in the upstairs just because I needed something to fill this space. I already had a ton of skilling stuff downstairs. There's a piano, there's a guitar, there's the woodworking station, there's the bar. Anything else? I can't remember. I don't think so. I think that might be everything. So yeah, here's where I go ahead and change the area of the wardrobe and just make it, I put the mirrors in the middle there and just made it a really big wardrobe, and it actually, that style looks better, I think, because it just fills more of the upstairs. But yeah, I just made do with it. Luckily the windows are orange, so I don't think anyone could see someone change in here. I mean, I hope they're like really tinted enough. But again, the Sims don't really do stuff like that, so I don't have to worry about it. I think of those things because I like to build realistic houses, so yeah, it just makes more sense for me to think about like, oh, would you want a window here? Do you want a giant window in your bathroom? Probably not. I don't, that's for sure. So yeah, I try to build realistically, that's all. It doesn't always work out that way, but I do my best just to make things look semi-real, and not just like, I don't know, the Sim houses look weird to me, so yeah, I just prefer to build real houses. And wow, this build is so long too. Pretty sure I sped it up normally. Yeah, I did. It's just so long. It just took so long to work on this one that it ended up being a 20-minute speed build, which is definitely on the longer side. I believe I'm almost done now. I think I'm just adding some clutter around the house at this point, and let's see. I'm pretty sure I didn't record the landscaping that I did outside because honestly I had no clue what I would even do for the landscaping, and so I knew it would take me a little while to figure it out, which it didn't take me that long, but just, yeah, it was a boring part of the build that I didn't even bother recording because I knew it wouldn't be that exciting for the end of the build. I just put some shrubbery and whatnot. I mean, there's not a lot of landscaping because it's in this city and most of the lot is supposed to be concrete. But anyway, that's about the end of this build. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel because I post Sims video every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'll also be doing that pink apartment probably next week or the week after, depending on what build I do in between. But yeah, look out for that. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye!